Hi, I'm Mark from Ultrafide Audio. We are a new hi-fi brand in the UK, and I'm here to talk to you about two new products. The first product's the 𝗨𝗟𝗧𝗥𝗔 combo. So we've got the U4PRE, which is a quad output, fully analog pre-amplifier with integrated phono stage and high-level headphone amplifier. And also the U500DC, which is a two-channel power amplifier, outputting 500 watts per channel into 4 ohms, with some pretty clever stuff under the bonnet that we are immensely proud of. If we go for the U4PRE first, so we see the preamp as kind of the central core, the brains of the system. It's controlling volume output between different sources and source selection. When we looked at the market, there's obviously lots of different schools of thought with what a preamplifier should do. We kind of combined some of what is expected in the domestic market, but also some of our unique kind of design aspects from professional audio. So we've gone for a quad output platform on there. So you've got 2 sets of stereo RCA single-ended and XLR balanced outputs. So you can come out to multiple power amplifiers for bi-amping or tri-amping, and they all come out at exactly the same level, which we believe is quite an important feature. It's also got a phono stage in there, which is fully configurable. So the phono stage has up to 72 dB of gain, so that will basically power all manner of moving coil and moving magnet cartridges. And it also has a number of dip switches on the rear for configuration of capacitance and resistance for different cartridge loading. We've done lots of testing with lots of different cartridges, lots of different turntables, and to be honest, we're really happy with the results. And we think it stacks up just as good as anything else out there. It's also got a really nice remote control, which we've had custom made, which has also got some transport functions on here, which are for future products, so people can see that we're not just about one product, we're about the future. So the amplifier is the U500DC. So this is a Class D amplifier, but it's based on delta sigma modulation. So it's a completely new design from us. The modular platform inside is not bought-in technology, 100% designed by us, by pro audio legend Alex Cooper. It is an absolute work of art. We're immensely proud of it, and we're continuously getting feedback from everyone about how good it sounds. There's always been a bit of a stigma in hi-fi about Class D versus Class AB versus Class A versus valves, and we believe there's a space for everything in this market because no two pairs of ears are the same. But we've had feedback on a number of occasions where people have asked us, is it really Class D? It doesn't sound like Class D. We've done a few little tricks to give a bit of an ode to the history of audio. So it's got a linear transformer in there, which is 500 VA, so 4 times more powerful than what it needs to be, but headroom, dynamics definitely really help. It's a DC coupled input to output, so no caps in circuit with the audio chain. It's a dual mono design, so there's 2 bridge rectifiers, so the channels are completely separated, and there's 27,000 UF capacitance per channel, so lots of reservoir capacitance for really deep and continuous low-end energy. When we were doing the R&D testing, we had an input board with jumper links on there to give 2 kind of sound signatures, because we know that people like different things in audio. So we had a pure and a vintage setting, and we thought it was going to be clear cut whether people wanted one or the other, but in the beta testing it was actually a 50-50 split, which presented us with a problem, but we turned that problem into a bit of an opportunity. So rather than having a static jump link setting inside, we decided to actually put a switch on the back. So that switch is the timbre switch. So you can put the power amplifier into pure or vintage mode. Pure mode is just, as it suggests, completely pure, straight through. Would possibly be great for studio or someone that likes a really analytical, kind of really pure sounding signature. But vintage actually switches in a micro Class AB circuit, which then adds harmonic distortion, which is actually quite musical, quite pleasing. It's a very subtle change, but on a decent pair of loudspeakers, decent source material, it's very noticeable. I still haven't made up my mind what I prefer. It does differ based on the music I'm playing, but I think having that, a bit like a tone control, having that on an amplifier is quite a nice feature. They're both priced exactly the same. They're £4,500 each, that's including VAT in the UK. And we've been able to hit that price point by the methods we used in our manufacturing. Initially, we were actually going to price them a lot higher, but when we decided to make the module in-house, that brought not only sonic improvements, but also cost savings. We've been manufacturing in the UK since 1993, so we've got a good set of suppliers at all different price levels, so we've been able to keep this as cost effective as possible.